The 5 reasons why Virgo is such a perfectionist. Imagine for a moment, you're standing before an infinite labyrinth of mirrors, but these mirrors don't just reflect your image. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to see things you never imagined existed? Why certain people can detect errors before they even happen? Why Virgo is considered the most relentless perfectionist of the Zodiac? The answer goes far beyond what you imagine, because Virgo isn't just organized or detail-oriented. Virgo carries an ancestral secret engraved in the stars, a cosmic mission that few understand. And today, I'm going to reveal the 5 hidden and mystical reasons that make Virgo the most perfectionist sign in the entire Zodiac. Prepare yourselves, because after this video, you'll never see Virgo the same way again. But before we dive into these secrets, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because here we don't just talk about signs, we reveal the mysteries that the stars conceal, and the first revelation will shock you. Reason 1. The eye that pierces illusion. The first reason why Virgo is so perfectionist is devastating. They were born with the cursed gift of seeing through illusions. Imagine a theater play. While the entire audience is mesmerized by the brilliant performance of the actors, there's one person in the crowd who notices the prop slightly out of place in the corner of the stage, who perceives the loose thread on the protagonist's costume, who sees exactly the moment when a light flickered for a split second. That person is Virgo. But don't think this is malice or nitpicking. It's an almost supernatural ability, as if they have spiritual eyes capable of detecting flaws that no ordinary mortal would dare to perceive. Astrologically, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the messenger of the gods. But unlike Gemini, who thrives on the rapid exchange of information, Virgo takes that information, slows it down, analyzes and dissects every microscopic detail. In the real world, this transforms Virgo into that person who sees the fatal error in a project before it's even launched. It's that friend who seems annoying, but who is actually saving you from an epic disaster. It's the editor who finds the typo that would completely change the meaning of a sentence. It's the chef who knows that one extra grain of salt would ruin the entire dish. For Virgo, perfection isn't vanity. It's spiritual protection. It's ensuring that everything being created, whether an idea, a work of art, or a relationship, is protected from flaws and imperfections. It's the protection of integrity itself. And you want to know the most impressive part? Virgo suffers with this gift, because seeing everything means carrying the weight of perceiving imperfections that others live happily ignoring. But this is just the first layer of the mystery. The second reason is even deeper and reveals why Virgo cannot tolerate chaos. Stay with me, because what comes next will explain why Virgo's mind functions like a sacred temple. Reason 2. The guardian of occult order. The second reason why Virgo is so perfectionist will reveal a secret that few know. Virgo cannot tolerate chaos because it corrodes their soul like an invisible poison. While other signs feed on chaos, Aries loves the adrenaline of disorder. Sagittarius lives for the adventure of the unpredictable. For Virgo, disorder is like a spiritual disease that contaminates everything around them. But you need to understand, this isn't just organizational mania. It's much deeper and more mystical than you imagine. Astrologically, Virgo represents the 6th house, linked to service, daily routines, and discipline. But this isn't ordinary discipline. It's the maintenance of cosmic order within the microcosm of life. Imagine Virgo as a solitary monk in a secret and ancestral temple. Every day before dawn, he walks through the sacred corridors, meticulously cleaning each stone, each altar, each candle. It's not just physical cleaning. It's a spiritual ritual to ensure that energy flows without distortion. Virgo's world is their temple, and any item out of place is a rupture in the sacred flow of existence. In practical life, this translates into that obsession with putting everything in order, planning every detail, revising infinitely. Because for Virgo, if something is out of place, their entire universe feels like it's about to collapse. Have you ever noticed how a Virgo becomes physically uncomfortable in messy environments? How they seem restless when things aren't in the right place? This happens because external chaos creates storms in their soul. I met a Virgo who told me something devastating. When my house is messy, I feel like my mind is also broken. It's as if each object out of place were a scream inside my head. For Virgo, organizing isn't control. It's silent prayer. It's the sacred ritual that prevents their world from completely falling apart. And here's what's most impressive. Virgo doesn't organize just for themselves. They feel a cosmic responsibility to maintain order so that everyone can exist in harmony. It's as if they were the invisible guardians of universal balance. That's why Virgo is the friend who arrives at your house and, without asking permission, starts organizing your things. It's not invasion. It's spiritual preservation instinct. They are literally trying to save the harmony of the environment. But there's a dark side to this need for order. And this leads us to the third reason, which is the most painful of all. Because Virgo doesn't just judge the external world, the cruelest judgment happens within their own soul. Reason 3, the silent tribunal of the soul. And now we reach the most painful reason of all. The third reason why Virgo is so perfectionist touches the deepest wound of this sign. Virgo doesn't just judge the external world. They judge themselves with an almost cruel severity. It's as if there's an invisible scale inside Virgo's soul, weighing every thought, every word, every action. And this scale never, ever finds balance. Imagine for a moment an internal tribunal that never closes. The judge is relentless, the prosecutor is merciless, and the defendant is always Virgo themselves. Every day, with every decision, with every movement, this tribunal is in session. Did I say the right thing? Is this work good enough? Should I have done it differently? These questions echo in Virgo's mind like a torturous mantra. Astrologically, Virgo is an earth sign, but its connection to Mercury gives it a sharp analytical mind that never rests. The result? Constant self-criticism that can be both their greatest strength and their greatest prison. I had a Virgo friend who told me something that deeply marked me. I prefer to suffer in silence, revising something 1,000 times than to launch something imperfect and be judged by others, because the judgment I make of myself is always worse than any external criticism. Do you see the tragedy in this? Virgo sacrifices themselves internally for the external ideal. In the spiritual metaphor, Virgo is the guardian of an inner tribunal where the soul is always being judged. There's no rest because the fear of making a mistake is greater than the desire to take risks. The fear of being considered unworthy surpasses everything. In the real world, this appears as paralyzing anxiety, infinite revisions, and the terror of launching anything that isn't worthy of their truest self. Virgo is that person who writes an email and rereads it 15 times before sending, who finishes a project and stays awake at night thinking about everything they could have done better, who receives a compliment and immediately thinks, if they only knew all the errors I see. And you know what the saddest part is? Virgo often hides their talents because they're afraid they're not perfect enough. How many brilliant Virgos have never shown their work to the world because it was almost ready? But here's the devastating truth. The perfection Virgo seeks isn't to impress others. It's to prove to themselves that they're worthy of existing. For Virgo, every imperfection is evidence of their own inadequacy, and this consumes them from within, creating an infinite cycle of searching for something that may never be achieved. But wait, because the fourth reason will show that there's a greater purpose in this suffering, something that transforms all this self-criticism into a sacred mission, because Virgo doesn't live just for themselves. Reason 4, the servant of invisible mysteries. And now we reach the fourth reason, and this one will reveal something magnificent about Virgo, something that transforms all that suffering into sacred purpose. While other signs live for glory, emotion, or power, Virgo lives to serve something much greater than themselves. But this serving isn't simple submission. It's a mystical calling that few understand. Imagine for a moment a solitary alchemist working tirelessly in their secret laboratory, stirring mysterious formulas that no one values, but which sustain all creation. This is Virgo in the world. They are the unnoticed gear in a colossal machine, the anonymous hero who saves the day by doing the most mundane, yet most critical task of all. In astrology, Virgo is connected to the archetype of the silent priestess who organizes the invisible temple of the world. They are the ones who work behind the scenes, ensuring that divine order can manifest. And here's what's most impressive. Virgo doesn't do this expecting recognition. They do it because they feel, in their souls, that it's their cosmic mission. I met a Virgo who worked as a medical text editor. He told me, "People don't know, but when I correct a medical manual, I'm not just correcting grammar. I'm saving lives. An error there could be the difference between someone's life and death. Do you see the depth? For Virgo, there's no small task. There's only cosmic responsibility. In real life, Virgo is that person who takes care of details no one notices, who solves problems before they become tragedies, who carries invisible burdens without asking for recognition. It's the employee who stays late to ensure everything is perfect for the next day's event. It's the mother who organizes every family detail so everyone can live in harmony. It's the friend who remembers your birthday when you yourself forgot. But do you want to know the deepest secret? Virgo suffers with this mission because they see needs that others ignore. They feel responsibilities that others don't even imagine exist. It's as if Virgo were the only one who can see the invisible cracks in the world's foundations and feels obligated to fix them, one by one, alone. They are humanity's silent guardians, the maintainers of the order that allows all other signs to shine. Aries can be brave because Virgo ensured the ground is safe. Leo can shine because Virgo organized the stage. Pisces can dream because Virgo took care of practical reality. For Virgo, perfection isn't pride. It's devotion. It's a silent and often thankless form of love for humanity. They don't seek to be seen. They seek for everything to work perfectly so others can be happy. But I haven't revealed the deepest secret of all yet. The fifth and final reason will show why Virgo carries this impossible mission. Because within every Virgo exists a memory, a divine memory of how everything should be. And this final revelation will change everything you thought about. This sign. Reason 5. The mirror of the occult divine. And now, we reach the final secret. The fifth and deepest reason why Virgo is so perfectionist. Prepare yourselves, because this revelation will forever change how you see this sign. Virgo doesn't seek perfection out of vanity, control, or pride. They seek it because, in their purest essence, they know that perfection is the language of the gods. Within each Virgo exists a sacred memory, an ancestral remembrance of an ideal world, a lost Eden, a cosmic order that fell apart when humanity plunged into chaos. It's as if each Virgo carries within themselves the holographic image of how everything should be. Not just clean, not just correct, but in absolute harmony with the soul of the universe. In the deepest spiritual metaphor, Virgo is God's artisan, the divine scribe who doesn't allow a single letter to be lost, because they know that every detail sustains eternity. Have you ever wondered why Virgo suffers so much when things aren't right? It's not because they're annoying or demanding. It's because they see an ideal that no one else can see. And when the world falls short of this ideal, they feel as if they're carrying alone the pain of humanity's imperfection. Listen well to this devastating truth. Virgo isn't perfectionist by choice. They are perfectionist by cosmic destiny. Every error they detect, every flaw they correct, every detail they perfect is a desperate attempt to restore, in the physical world, a reflection of that perfect world that exists only in their celestial memories. That's why Virgo never rests. That's why they're never completely satisfied. Because the perfection they seek isn't here on Earth. It's in the heavens. And perhaps this is the most beautiful and painful tragedy of the Zodiac. Virgo was sent to remind humanity of how things should be, but condemned to live in a world where this perfection can never be completely achieved. Now you understand why Virgo is seen as the most perfectionist sign. It's not simply because they like everything to be right. It's because they were born with a secret mission to restore, in every detail, a reflection of the universe's lost order. Virgo doesn't rest because they feel the world depends on their care. They don't fail because they know that every error can echo farther than we can imagine. And perhaps this search never ends, because the perfection Virgo seeks isn't here on Earth. It's in the stars, from where they came. And now I ask you, is Virgo truly the most perfectionist sign of the Zodiac? Or is this perfection actually a sacred burden that no human should have to bear? If you're a Virgo, do you recognize yourself in these hidden truths we revealed today? If you know a Virgo, do you now understand why they carry this invisible weight? Leave your opinion in the comments. Share your stories. If you're a Virgo, share what it's like to live with this eternal search for perfection. If you know a Virgo, tell us how you see this person differently now. And of course, if this video touched your soul, if these revelations opened your eyes to Virgo's hidden mysteries, don't forget to leave your like, because this shows us you want more astrological secrets revealed. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because what's coming will open your eyes even more. The next secrets we'll reveal about other signs will surprise even the most experienced in astrology. And in the next video, we'll reveal which sign hides the greatest emotional pain in the Zodiac. A sign everyone thinks is strong, but that inside carries a wound no one imagines. Until the next revelation, may the stars illuminate your paths.